This is water I'm drinking. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's that time again. We're going to do a couple of DVDs, reviews, and yeah, let's go from there. Today, my Air Bearers Multimedia Reviews. Welcome back. Alrighty, let's start off with basically one show I actually found pretty interesting to pick up, and for some reason I just had to really go for it from there, which is just really find these sets to be interesting. I don't have the Blu-ray set of these sets because I am requires to get these sets complete and actually really just do a quick update version of it. But the reason why I mentioned the sets, and I'm actually looking forward to trying to originally understand the plot of the story, understand the characters and everything. And yeah, that's based on one great show originally on NBC is required originally to be on the show, and sadly it's pretty much canceled originally in 2010 originally when the fourth season just basically ended originally died really suddenly. I am of course talking about Heroes. This is season 1, and I also pick up season 2. Now let's basically discuss about what I like about the show. Well, for starters, I actually enjoy the character very often. The only thing I like about the original of the story and the plot of the show was basically all the characters had their own background story. It was pretty well written, very well introduced, cheesy to see, ordinary people to have, special abilities and have, really have a special and ordinary life, really, in some ways, because because in the beginning of the show, we do see the comments of the characters who they truly are, what they come from, or what they usually do in their so-called life and everything else. But what I found really interesting in the first season, it was because all the characters have their own background story. All of them have their own, extraordinary abilities on their own life, or originally their own concept of selves. And they all originally just made us up originally as human beings. But what I found pretty interesting of the main villain, the primary villain, who basically is a pretty much unknowable character in some ways in most TV shows you don't see that much often. Because you don't see the superhero, you don't see a hero just save the universe by day originally and just really just attribute just of it. So one of the things I like about this show, especially with the first season, you see all the characters are being led together into this one awesome big series. And I found it pretty interesting to watch because when the first time I was watching it, I was like, oh, well, I might check it out, or I might see it's probably pretty okay to watch. But as soon as I watched the first episode all the way to the final episode of the first season, I got hooked. For me, it was just really something really interesting uh, to not see like an average hero wearing spandex tights and the cape and the mask and all that stuff. You see the natural characters in as ordinary humans, really ordinary human beings, or they just walking towards the street or an alley or whatever. So yeah, basically season 1 was pretty great. Originally, now season 2 I found it pretty interesting and odd because most of the characters, like all the characters, are in originally in some form, but most of them will actually die off originally. So there's a little minor clip originally. I know this has already been told a lot already about how the series is supposed to mentor towards to be told. But if you basically watch the first season, you could probably won't get spoiled. And I know people who have this feelings about this show. I think people need to understand, if you don't like the show, don't watch it. I mean, there's a difference between really understanding the plot Now, the reason why I like it, and the reason why I enjoy the show much more than it goes out there, is because most of the characters are pretty well interesting. I like the idea of seeing Peter Petrel originally, pretending he can actually fly originally for the very first time. He wants to be able to fly, which is everybody wants to fly someday in our lives originally in some way. We don't have to really beat all that traffic and stuff like that. Another character is like Claire, originally, who is pretty much the cheerleader, who is basically in the first season we get to see Peter Petrelli save Claire Richard from basically from being not getting herself killed because the painter I don't know what the actual character of the painter, but he's basically can really tell the future if he's very wide open-minded, Richard, trying to get himself more understanding how does this happen, how these accidents and all these deaths by scenes which are happening. So it's pretty well interesting to see this painter who can paint the future and actually look over Richard once he's basically not taking any all those drugs Richard, that you see in basically in the very first episode. But I don't know. I just think that it's a well-written show, very well interesting, and I found it pretty interesting. So basically, this is season one. I'm gonna show you season two box set version later. But this is season one, and if we look at the cover instance, look at the spine. I like how they got the gold texture version of it. It's nice, really golden texture. Yeah, if we pretty much pull towards the light, you could probably see a little bit shiny uh, uh, glossy on. And then on the back, we got we got a few continents on the back. I'm sorry about the picture quality, originally, because my Logitech camera, it's basically a webcam, so I can't really basically get a primary focus. So if you can look at all the inserts and all the extras and everything, that's basically pretty cool. And same thing again with the spine, really just basically a nice glossy texture feel towards box to it. And then if we open it up, we got all the casts and basically a nice this picture background. And it's spread out to 6 discs. So if we open it up, oh yeah, spread out to 6 discs. And when we're flipping over the side, we get another basically intro form. Basically this time you have the inserts of the episodes going with basically all the featurettes. Because like I said, my camera quality is not look good virtually in its shape or form. But I am trying to hopefully get a better camera than this one. But if we look at originally, of course, towards the inserts, everything's on listed in all the featurettes. And there's also a really nice artwork in the background of the distance, but I'm not going to take them out originally because it's going to take so much bloody time originally to get them out. But if you are a true wrestling fan of like the show itself, I'm pretty sure you have no problem basically going. But I think the reason why people hate the show, I think the reason why people are so not really respect the show of it is because the show ended for 4 seasons, and just because it running for like I think it was running for like I think 19 or probably 18, probably like 100. I think it probably closer towards more episodes, but they did more. They did so much episode. How can I say? They did like a couple more episodes where they're very on on season 4, and they ended quickly because I was thinking of myself if they can continue the story and actually really just see what would happen if the characters were truly what would happen what they would do really in the future. Like if you remember probably in season 3, I remember in season 3 one episode when we see Claire abandoned actually point a gun at Peter Bertrelli, who was basically betrayed them and all that stuff, which is pretty interesting. We do see some minor clips of basically the first season of which to see the characters in the future world, in the future world universe, when we see them originally, when you see the timing of New York City being destructed and being destroyed by nuclear bomb and everything, which is pretty interesting. And I found that really kind of well fascinating and very well interesting to watch, because you see the emotion and the guilt of Peter, who thinks that he's the one who set the bomb off, but he wasn't. It's pretty well interesting scene originally to see his emotional appearance originally in some way originally in those episodes. So this is season 2. So we have a nice, good, awesome, Colossum cover. This is not the Blu-ray version. This is the DVD version. Yes, I know I could probably maybe pick up the Blu-ray version, but they're just so bloody expensive. I mean, yeah, I could basically go with a nice Blu-ray set, something like this, but why would I spend my money while I could just basically buy a Blu-ray movie instead of just basically a Blu-ray TV show set? But anyway, this is the season 2 set. It has nice Colosseum center. I always find this pretty interesting because you look at this one. This is a lot more kind of like just a regular keepcake box with nice, let's see, how can I say, really kind of have a Colosseum golden texture on the each of the side and everything. You got a nice Colosseum inside the DVD casing right here. Here, let me show you. Nice Colosseum here. What I'm doing, I think, yeah, got it wrong side. Sorry. So you got Colosseum like this one on season 1 and Colosseum on season 2. So I don't know why they basically did Colosseum on the season 2 box set, why they basically did not do the Colosseum version on the season 1 box. But whatever. So anyway, this is season 2. Same thing again on the spine. Nice Colosseum and something. On the back, you got pretty good contents. And if we open it up, same thing again. Just a picture background version of the Earth. So the word heroes. And a nice sunset version on the back on top. Pretty cool. And then if we open it up, it's spread out to 4 discs. Oh, yeah. Yep. Spread out to 4 discs. So, yeah, but the only thing I think I like about season 2 is we get to see more element of the characters a lot more often, because some of the characters actually just basically died off version, but they just still mean to have the actors play different kind of characters, which is fine. I think I found, oh, I actually found pretty well obvious version of seeing a character that really makes me relatively known character, but pretty much just die off versus from any other character it is. But definitely worth originally to get originally. And then yes, I will eventually come up and get season 3 and 4 up to date of these sets, and then it will be complete. But the only thing I'm lacking is money originally. So I'm hoping I am trying to save enough money originally to try to continue off to getting more. The only thing I don't like about the Blu-ray sets on TV shows is because, yeah, you get nice good quality and everything, but sometimes it could be really hard, expensive and everything. Even if I could go and wait until when they have a sale, I still just don't have the money at the time. I still don't have the much really time to spend so much money. So, yeah, but I will recommend to try to hopefully keep on around versus just getting season 3 and 4 on DVD, because like I said, I'd like to basically pick up the TV show sets on DVD instead of originally on Blu-ray. So that's my main motto, which basically is just basically collecting much DVDs I can probably can, and much Blu-rays I can, and really just have the high hopes which they're trying to just doing that. But yeah, it's just a life versus money versus it is. That's all it is. So like I said, I don't spend much money, but it is what it is. And, I'm just trying to make that mean. So that pretty much ends up the Heroes Season 1 and 2 DVD set. There's plenty more sets I'd like to basically show you off. Until next time. So until then, thank you for watching, and sayonara. Oh, I forgot to mention. I forgot to tell you about the sets of basis of the hero sets. Well, on season 1, we got Never Before Aired 33 minutes premiere episode. It's basically probably the first pilot. 50 deleted scenes on the DVD extras. The making of heroes. Special effects. Stunts. Profile artist Tim Salem. the score, the Mind Reader game, audio commentaries by cast and crew, and the TV show creator Tim Killen. On season 2, on featurettes, we have the Generation, the Natural Ending. The Generation Natural Ending is pretty well interesting, and I had watched a little bits of that clippers of it. Pretty well interesting. Go inside the International Ending Generation, as is what if Peter did catch the vow. A sneak peek of the 3rd season, pretty well interesting. This is a season premiere of the episode. Let's look behind the scenes look a bit. Untold Stories, NBC.com features, Tim Selling Gallery of the Screening Arts, and audio commentary by cast and crew. So yeah, definitely worth seeing the sets if you are just a Heroes fan. So definitely worth for now. Until next time, sayonara.